In terms of the refund for the FSD, that's just not going to happen. You're supposed to go in and cancel your subscription.
Well, it's time to get in my self-driving car. Oh, the air suspension compressor failed. The vehicle will not raise. Let's take it to Tesla. Open the app, set up an appointment. The nearest service center is not taking appointments for a month, so I have to drive to one that's 25 miles away. Apparently, you need to have a second gasoline car. If you have a 3 and a Y, then you're probably all set. But an S and an X? $700 estimate. Sorry we had part shortages, blame it on current events, blah, blah, blah. Come back a week later, sir, your car's a piece of garbage, and that will be $3,000 because when your air suspension compressor failed, it also took out your 2 front air shocks at $900 a piece on your 4-year-old car. How would you like to pay for this? Now, as much fun as it is pointing out the obvious holes in Tesla, I want to make this clear that the people working on their cars, it's not your fault. People are going to buy them anyways. Now, while not much has changed, something did change. The fanboy sentiment, the thoughts towards Tesla from the fanboys are changing, and not really in a good way. Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah, my Model X seemed like state-of-the-art rocket ship of a car. And now, the problem is, there's been, some service issues. Like, right before the new year, I had a problem with the middle section seats. One of them wouldn't move back properly. So what did I do? Put in a service call with Tesla. Really easy on the app. It said I'd have to wait a few days. I was like, whatever. Then on January 4th, the day they said they were going to come out, I get this weird message on the app that says, we've rescheduled you to January 4th. I'm like, but it is January 4th. So I was like, whatever. But January 4th comes and goes. No tech service guy shows up. So that was weird. Then end of the day, I get a message from Tesla saying they've rescheduled me for January 31st. They added a month onto my service schedule and nothing got fixed. Now I'm pretty upset. Now I'm driving around with the car where I can't put people in the second row seats. Most times when I do bring it in for service, there's no loaner car available. And usually it takes longer than it was supposed to get the car back because they're waiting for parts. And this is what I'm talking about. Tesla service has really gotten bad.
Hey guys, my name is Will Prowse. I have a off-grid solar power YouTube channel, and I want to share my experience because this thing has given me so many problems, it's ridiculous. I drove this car for a single day, only 280 miles, and the main drive unit failed, and the door handles broke, and it did not come with a floorboard for the trunk. So I made some videos complaining about it, and people have called me all sorts of crazy names. It's the most disliked video I've ever made on my channel, and I've made like over 1,000 videos with all of my channels, and they're saying that I'm tied to big oil, and they say that I'm a liar. They're saying that I'm getting paid to say this, and I'm like, wait a second guys, how am I tied to big oil? I'm trying to get people off of oil with off-grid solar. I am the last person on the face of this planet to be connected to big oil, and the Tesla fanboys have all these conspiracy theories, and it's completely nuts. This car broke on the first day, and I'm gonna complain about it. But technically, they did fix this car. It took them 3 weeks. So get this, I had the car for 1 day. It took 7 days to get the problem diagnosed. We had no idea it was a main drive unit failure. And then it took 2 weeks after that to get it repaired. I had it for 1 day, and then they take it away for 3 weeks. Isn't that crazy? That's not normal. With my first Model S from 2014, I used your videos, Rich, to actually fix my door handle. I had the 10mm wrench between the glass and the metal. It was an awful design. I also had to change out the 12-volt battery and lots of other problems with that car. But then the service center said that they could do a buyback on this car because I was so mad about it. And then they said they would take 10 days for that process to occur. Well, 20 days later, they denied it. Now, if you want a car that actually works as advertised and will be a lot of fun, you should get a Porsche. They're well-made cars. They work as advertised. I have zero silly issues with this thing, and if something breaks, you can fix it. They'll actually fix the car, and no one will get mad at you. No one will guilt trip you and say, oh, you're part of big oil. No. They just fix the thing and it works.
How you doing there? This is Quentin from Tesla Service.
Hi, Quentin. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Steven?
Not too bad. Just so you know, for transparency, I am recording this phone call.
Okay.
We started this diagnostic July 10th of 2020. And
right.
We knew that I needed a seat, and the sensor for the seat, they said the whole seat had to be replaced for the airbag sensor.
Right.
It's taken over a year. to receive the seat for the car?
I just really, we're doing all we can do, but we're really not focused on fixing the parts for current Tesla owners right now. I apologize, but it's really all we can say about it here. There's only so much we can do about getting our new parts to you, and Teslas are the safest vehicles. So just trust, in the system that you bought into, and that's, like I said, I mean, I'd love to help you, but we just don't have any parts.
Okay, well, when can we reschedule?
Thank you for calling Tesla. This is Talis speaking on the monitored and recorded line. Who do I have the pleasure of assisting today?
Yeah, first, I'd like to let you know that I'm recording the call as well.
Sure.
So I've had kind of an ongoing dispute with Tesla, because look, I have a new Plaid, Model S Plaid, $140,000 car, that was delivered in July, and it's been broken for about 60-ish% of the time that I've owned it. It's a lemon. Basically, I was told to hold tight and keep it in my driveway for about a month, and then they finally took it in for service at the end of November, and it's been there ever since. As I was looking at my credit card statements, that I've continued to be charged for the FSD subscription during that time, which I wasn't aware of. There's not like monthly emails or anything. And I was under the impression that, since the car is literally undrivable, unusable, that this would not be charged or that it would be refunded in some way. But apparently it is not. And I was wondering if that could be refunded.
I mean, at this point, no, right? The FSD is a subscription service for literally exactly that, to be used. You have to cancel that if you didn't want to use it. It's not something that just comes off just because you're disputing something with Tesla. Would it be able to refund it? You've been paying the subscription.
Well, I apologize. It's not that I'm disputing something with Tesla. The car is broken, right? So, yes, I paid for a subscription, but the thing that I was buying as part of the subscription, the use of FSD, wasn't delivered to me because the car was broken.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's why you're supposed to go onto your account and, stop paying for the subscription.
Right. I mean, that I could see why you would say that if A, I remembered that was the case, and B, if my subscription date actually lined up with the times of service, but I would lose at least half a month, if not more. And C, just realistically, right? They've been stringing me along for weeks and weeks and weeks saying, yeah, we're going to get it in. Yeah, we're just waiting on the part. Yeah, it should be no problem. Yeah, we think we really fixed it this time, right? I have no way of knowing the actual completion date. It's always like 4 days away, but 4 days never comes. So realistically, how am I supposed to do this? Am I just supposed to say, I don't trust any of the estimates that Tesla gives me, so I should cancel this thing? I mean, I thought this would be automatic. I
mean, I can transfer you to service so that you can talk to them about, service going on your vehicle. But in terms of the refund for the FSD, that's just not going to happen. We don't even have a system in place for that, because you're supposed to go in and cancel your subscription if you knew you were going to have the vehicle. So, I mean, they're not going to refund you for that. We don't have a system to refund that.
But you understand, I didn't know, right? Like, I didn't know how long it was going to be broken. It's not possible for me to know that. It's not possible for me to know how long it will take Tesla to get a part or anything like that. I can't. But
it is possible for you to go onto your account and cancel your subscription.
You're blaming me for this? Really? My $100,000+ car has been broken for most of the time I ordered it, and you guys happen to get a credit card.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just telling you why they're not going to refund you for that.
Right, but you can't legally charge me for something you didn't deliver.
So I can understand things taking longer than expected as they are in the shop, and that you weren't able to use those services. However, it was still in your ability to be able to cancel the subscription at any time. As stated on our website, we do not provide refunds for full self-driving subscriptions in any manner.
Right, but literally it was not delivered. And of course it renews on the 6th, and the car was supposed to be delivered around that. I mean, this, you see my point here. I mean, I understand what your policy is, but that doesn't mean the policy is right. You didn't deliver the product, but you still charge me for it. And it's not legal. You guys are really going to burn goodwill over $400? It's not service. That's, I don't know what that is. That's kind of sociopathic, I would think.
These are the terms that were in place when you purchased the subscription. This is our policy. It is stated on our website, and we won't be moving from this.
But you do understand you didn't deliver it, right? Like, I paid for full self-driving subscription. The subscription was not delivered because the car, with the car that you delivered, did not work. Yet you guys continued to charge me for it. Charge me for something I literally could not use because it was broken. It's not that I didn't want to use it. I could not use it because you didn't deliver it.
If you were not able to use it, it could have been canceled. That's not something that a cancellation is not something that we initiate on our end unless we're not able to collect payment.
I mean, this, to be honest, this feels like one of those many situations with Tesla where the policy is the policy until there's enormous public pressure and you guys change the policy. But this is obviously not tenable.
It is the one that we have in place, though, and we will be following it.
Wow. I really don't have words. This is crazy behavior and a crazy way to treat loyal customers. Most companies in this space, I think, would have a policy in which refunds can be issued for any reason below a certain level because that's how you keep customers. But the policy here is we got your money and we're going to keep it.
Again, this is the policy that we have in place. I understand where you're coming from, and again, if there was something more that I could do, I would absolutely do it. But unfortunately, this is our policy, and we do not move from it.
Sucks to be that guy. Suck it up, big man. You spent $140,000 on a car. What's another $400? Tesla can barely keep up with the demand as it is. What I'm saying is, regardless of the poor service and support, people will buy them anyways. Case in point, as much as everyone has complained about these cars in the video, they all still own one, don't they?